Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
In this sacred manual of power manifestation, which serves as a scriptural authority containing the Shastra Pramanas, eternal unchangeable truths, Apta Pramanas, Atma Pramanas, Sakshi Pramanas, and Prataksha Pramanas, we present to you the various powers of Paramashiva. By this, we place before humanity the supreme authenticity of the power manifestation science established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva has systematically revealed these powers in their purest forms as various techniques and revelations to experience pure oneness with Paramashiva. As a direct experience of oneness with Paramashiva, his Shaktis powerfully manifest in an initiated being at different levels of human consciousness, physicality, physiology, psychology, and neurology permanently. We offer these power manifestation manuals to celebrate your experience of oneness with the Supreme Paramashiva. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Lakshmam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, Trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And Anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase, Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made Science of Power Manifestation Yoga temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Let's go to the powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita Decoded, Bhagavan Satsang. The Sanskrit word guru, meaning master, has two syllables. Gu refers to the darkness and Ru to the light. The master leads the disciple from the darkness into light. With compassion, this darkness of ignorance is the identification that one has with one's own self, one's own material attachment, and one's material possession. The identification surely leads to the sorrow, since this attachment is for things that are fleeting and not something long-lasting. Wealth gets created overnight and disappears just as quickly. Relationship, however, sounds last only as long as the body lasts. Most often for less, since the mind is even more incomplete in holding on to relationships. Nothing that exists in the world, nothing that is the material creation can last eternally. Our impression that material possession and attachment last comes from ignorance, and this ignorance is born of self-identity, ego. The master is the only person who can dispel that darkness. Only he can light up that wisdom within you in order for you to realize that you are already one with the existence and therefore need nothing from the material world. Your master gains nothing from teaching you. He gains nothing from enlightening you. He does it just out of sheer compassion, so that others may experience the same bliss that he constantly experiences. Bhagavan here beautifully says, nothing in the world lasts. The master is the only person who can dispel the darkness. Only he can light up that wisdom within you in order for you to realize that you are already the one with existence, therefore need nothing from this material world. Your master gains nothing from teaching you. He gains nothing from enlightening you. He does it out of sheer compassion so that the others may experience the same bliss that he is constantly experiencing. It's such a beautiful space of oneness that masters come down and just for the mere humanity, they do all the sacrifice to raise the humanity into superconscious space. With that powerful cognition, let's go to the Shastra Pramana.
Of Vibhuti Spanda, Sutra 3.4 and 3.5. यथा हि अर्थो स्फुतो दृष्ट सावधानेऽपि चेतसि भूयः स्फुटतरो भाति स्वबलोद्योगभावितः तथा यत्परमार्थेन येन यत्र यथा स्थितं तत्तथा बलमाक्रम्य न चिरात् सम्प्रवर्तते.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, indeed, as the object or static matter, which in spite of all the attentiveness of the mind, is preserved and seen indistinctly at first, then appears and manifests more distinctly and clearly when observed with the strength of one's visual power. So, when the yogi restores the power of spanda, the dynamic activity in the highest essence, nature of the oneness with Paramashiva, then whatever thing or object or idea which is static matter exists in the highest dimension in which form, in whichever place or time, in whichever state or dimension, that thing or object at once appears and manifests in the very way by the nature of the strategic existence. So beautiful that Bhagavan is talking about how the outer world is of no use, how it is not going to be of any use to you even if you win it or lose it. Either you are depressed and frustrated, or if you're wealthy and have rich and like happy with lot of people, it's not going to help you as long as it is not something eternal. We cannot hold that forever. And the only thing which is going to be eternally awakening you is the simple surrender to the master. And again, he reminds us how the only thing which exists is the master. And master does not gain anything but by him saying this, but you gain extraordinary by understanding this. Saying Ramanama, Hanuman had more powers manifesting than anybody, and he was demonstrating all his powers just by Ramanama. He did not tell his guru is not God. He did not have a single doubt, or he did not have even the iota of anything other than Rama. He does not even exist other than Rama. That is the space of a devotee disciple when they are in complete surrender with the whole space. Then manifestation is extraordinary. Just manifesting all the powers, everything is showered. The possibility, new awakened space opens up, and the ultimate happens. That is the only reason we take the human birth, to experience the Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. And that is what all the avatars come down and raise the superconscious. They go on contributing. The only thing we see in all the avatar, Ramana Maharshi, Ram Sarit Kumar, or Bhagavan has said about Ramakrishna and so many gurus, they go on contributing so beautifully in all their lives, throughout their lives, to raise the humanity into more and more conscious space. Such a beautiful space of consciousness we can experience when we are in the deep devotion of having Jnana Vairagya Bhakti. Understanding that he is ultimate and having the devotion is called Jnana Vairagya Bhakti. For your Guru, Paramashiva, who has come as Swamiji, as your Guru, You surrendering to Him, living as in oneness with Him, remembering Him again and again, is the only way you can experience all the showering ultimate to happen to you. Trying to possess anything else, it does not help. Bhagavan says planet Earth is like a theme park. We come here to experience, not to possess anything, whether it's people, whether it's wealth, or any of the things which is not eternal, which never comes with you. Only that is eternal is yours. So only pick up things which is going to come with you, which is your master, who's going to be eternally with you, guiding you and making you the most blissful being on the in the space of manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Now, with that powerful cognition, let's go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana is from the Tamil epic Manimegalai. Manimegalai is one of the 5 great epics of Tamil literature. The story is considered as a sequel to the another epic, Silpathikaram. Silpathikaram both belong to the 2nd century Sangha age and deal with the story of the same family, story of Manimegalai is that of the Manimegalai, the daughter of Kovalan, the husband of Kannaki, through Madhavi, the dancer. The main story is simple told. Manimegalai, the accomplished and beautiful daughter of the courtesan Madhavi and Kovalan, is brought up to the tenet of Buddhism by her mother. She has a natural learning towards the renunciation and the performance of charitable work. A goddess appears and says that Buddha appeared when the goddess was no longer found among the living being. People have become deaf to the wisdom and the truth knowledge. She circumambulates around the jeweled Buddha's pedestal clockwise 3 times. The goddess then meets Manimegalai and gives her more information about the cycle of the previous rebirth, including the prince in this life was the king, and her husband in the last birth was a rude to Buddhist monk, but you begged him forgiveness, donated food, and obeyed the monk's order. In this life, therefore, he is frustrated prince, while you are merit had made you into the Buddhist nun. She informs her that Madhavi and Suddhamati were her sister in previous lives and are now her mother and friend in this life. She then guides her on how to free suffering and fears. The goddess asks Manimegalai to study the deceitful theories of various religions and teaches her magical mantras to overcome suffering of aesthetic life and hunger. One of the mantras which the goddess gave her will let her to change the appearance into another person and instantly travel through air. The guardian angel of the island guides Manimegalai to the magical vessel Amuda Surabi. Manimegalai gets the special bowl of the Amuda Surabi, something similar to how they have the nectar, which gives food forever and it never empties. So she could feed the needy. When she received that bowl, she came with a condition. It will start being abundantly full only if it receives the alms from a person so pure and generous. One who gave the alms to Amuda. So only if somebody gives an alms, it will just overflow and feed the poor. So beautiful that how Manimeghale and how they lived as a monk and how she came to existence as a monk from previous birth and how she manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, living in deep dedication with the Buddhist philosophies. Let's go to the Atma Pramana, Bhagwan's Leela stories in his own narration.
Arunagiri Yogeshwara was that kind of person. But Annamalai Swami is not that kind of person. He is a kind of a dry Vedanti. No physical gestures to demonstrate love. No physical way of demonstrating love. So I was wondering, what is going on? He himself started telling, in Tamil he said, Ribugida kadanji kondu vara amrutamada idu, means that lady who makes butter, while she is churning, she chants Ribugita constantly and makes that butter. Because of that, it has become nectar. Please understand, an ordinary village lady who sells butter and buttermilk and makes her life, when she is able to establish herself in the state of completion, why not we? Annamalai Swami says, while she is churning the milk, in Indian villages they will keep a big pot and put a spindle called mattu and put a rope and churn. Around 2-3 hours you have to churn, and then the butter will be churned out, and the butter they will collect and put it in a cloth and squeeze to take the water part out, and then it will become a solid butter. They will bring it and sell. He says, she is so sincerely singing the Ribugita constantly and churning. Now she has become the truth while she is churning. So that butter also has become nectar, filled with the truth. And I really want to tell you, at least next 2.5 days, after that butter gone into my mouth, my body, I was in that samadhi, the same state in which Annamalai Swamigal was. 2.5 days. See, all I want to tell you is, your outer conditions does not matter for you to be established in the cognition of completion. You can be as simple as village buttermilk seller, old elderly women. That doesn't matter. You can be established in the space of completion. Let the cognition of completion penetrate your every decision and action. when the existence teaches all of us how to live, the first verse itself, completion is completion. This is completion, that is completion. From completion, this and that happens. Whether this becomes that or that becomes this, it is only completion moving into completion, and completion becoming completion. Understand? Whether this becomes that or that becomes this, completion moves into completion. Completion moves into completion. I tell you, you sit and do the completion process, technique. Suddenly you see incompletion disappears. Anything which can disappear, how can you say it existed earlier? See, if something is not going to be there tomorrow, how can you say it is there today? This stone may not exist in the same form tomorrow means this may be factual but not real. See, today if you take this stone and throw it on somebody's head, they will be hurt. I am not denying its power and existence, but it is not real because tomorrow it may not exist in the same form. If something which can't exist tomorrow, it's not real even today. Understand? Your whole life you are centering it on factual. That is why so much of suffering. Center it on real. A person who centers his cognition on real lives a non-serious life. I tell you, non-serious life is what I call celebration.
Seek wisdom at a world top 100 university in Perth, Western Australia. Seek practical skills from passionate educators. Seek industry connections. Seek international student scholarships of up to $45,000 at the University of Western Australia.
Hi.
நாமார்க்கும் குடியல்லோம் நமனயஞ்சோம். ஏமாறோம் இடர்படோம். It's a word from Vakisha Munivar, a great enlightened being, Tirunavukkarasar. We are not frightened even about so-called death. Understand? If your everyday thinking, everyday feeling is more based on fact, the so-called fact, more fear, more greed, more incompletion, more bondage, more suffering, more torture. Food is required for living. But are you spending 24 hours on food? If you are spending 24 hours on food, that same food will kill you. Same way, the facts are required for a simple, smooth running of life. But don't be obsessed with a fact-based life. Don't judge yourself, gauge yourself every day based on the bank balance you have. Food is required for living. But if you are too obsessed with it, that itself will kill you. Facts are required for smooth flow of life. But if you are too obsessed with it, that itself will destroy you. Let your life be reality based. Let your biomemory and muscle memory be more and more built on reality based. Anything which was not there yesterday cannot be there today. Anything which is not going to be there tomorrow cannot be there today. Let your cognition be slowly established. The word slowly I am using just to give you encouragement. But if you come near, I will not say slowly, goli. The slowly word does not mean slowly. It means really speed. I'm just saying slowly so that you don't run away. That's all. Understand. I'm telling you. Establish yourself beautifully. Establish yourself beautifully. In the space of completion and reality. Let more and more of your biomemory and muscle memory become completion-based thinking.
Beautiful, the Shastra Pramana, Apta Pramana, and Atma Pramana of how completion-based thinking, which is the eternal truth, how we need to exist. Bhagavan beautifully said that. Now let's go to the power of teleportation, Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramana teleporting prasad or food to mass live audience. Here, the Annadan, they have materialized kumkum, vibhuti on all the food that they manifested for the Annadan. Beautiful.
Prataksha Pramana. Scientific studies, what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. The science of teleportation. Science defines teleportation as a process by which an object is dematerialized and essential information about its atomic structure is sent to another point in space, where the object is instantaneously rematerialized or reassembled into its component atoms. Explained using quantum mechanics, teleportation is a mechanism by which information of the exact state of an atom can be transmitted from one location to another. In this process, information is transported from one location to another using an entangled quantum state. Known as quantum teleportation, this process involves a phenomena called entanglement, which is possible only on a micro scale. As mentioned earlier, in classical terms, information is called a bit, and in quantum mechanics, it is called qubit. Whereas quantum entanglement allows teleportation to happen instantaneously, recreation of masses larger than an atom would also need a classical information link between the two locations. This link cannot process information faster than the speed of light, and thus there will be a time delay from point A to point B for teleportation to occur. Source is taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 202. There is a physical evidence of teleportation of structures ranging from sacred ash to larger objects across continent. Example, from Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Bengaluru Adinam to several international locations outside of India. In physics laboratories, the largest distance of experimental teleportation is 143 kilometers. Larger masses made up of multiple atoms would require more time for reassembly, as they still need to use the classical channel in spite of information having preceded it instantaneously through quantum entanglement. Quantum teleportation is actually a process of replication similar to cloning or biological faxing, where the same information is used to create a duplicate exactly like the original object. The object itself is not teleported, but only information about it is captured and used. The main difference between teleportation, as science knows it, and more conventional forms of sending information from one place to another is that this is a process of instantaneous teleportation. In 1998, for the first time, a team of researchers at California Institute of Technology successfully teleported a photon across a distance of approximately 1 meter. However, in the process, the original object was destroyed. Since then, a number of teleportation experiments have been performed. In 2006, physicists at the Niels Bohr Institute, Denmark, led by Eugene Polzik, teleported photons across half a meter and used them to illuminate a cloud of atoms. This was considered a milestone because it involved teleportation between light and matter. In 2013, the research group succeeded in teleporting information between two clouds of gas atoms and to carry out the teleportation. Not just one or few times, but successfully every single time. The results were published in scientific journal, Nature Physics. In stark contrast to these efforts, the teleportation of whole objects and even people is a well-defined practice in the mystical tradition. Unlike in the scientific context, it is not just the vital information about the object, but the object itself which is teleported. Power of teleportation. Teleport Prasad of food to mass live audience face to face. Setting up. For the setting up process, you will need number 1, camera with timestamp. Number 2, Yananjana. Number 3, any prasad, food offered to Guru or any deity. And number 4, empty bowls or plates for audience members. Take a few moments to set up your camera. Step number 1, download the timestamp app. Step number 2, click on video. Step number 3, ensure the time is shown on screen. And step number 4, set up the camera to face you or the object. Please take a few minutes to set it up. Guidelines. Before we start the power manifestation process, let us get ourselves ready with the guidelines. For the setup, choose a comfortable location to sit. Number 2, verify each audience member has a clean, dry, empty cup, bowl, or plate in front of them. Number 3, set up the camera to fully capture both the manifester and prasad and the receiving audience and their plates. To start, number 4, turn on your video recording device with the location, date, and timestamp. Number 5, if you have Yananjana, apply between your brows. If not, simply bring your awareness to your brow center. Number 6, sit straight facing your audience. Verify that yourself, the audience, have their empty container to receive and remain fully visible to the camera during the whole duration of the manifestation. Number 7. Bring your awareness between your brow center. Gently focus on the prasad of food in front of you while connecting to Paramashiva with request to teleport the blessed food offerings from the prasad plate to each of the receiving containers. Step number 8. Sit for 21 minutes unclutched from all thoughts that arise during the continuous chanting of the Mahavakya. Enjoy the experience. Number 9. After the Mahavakya subsides, video verify that the teleportation or prasad of food has disappeared from the original location and teleported and reappeared in the individual participant's plate. And number 10. Manifestation range. Number 1. The body temperature change. Number 2. Kundalini energy surges. Number 3. Physically decreasing prasad. Number 4. Visibly apparent food particles in the container of participants. Number 5. Absence of all food prasad from the original plate and full teleportation of prasad food near or on the receiving containers. Celebrate your manifestation of teleporting sacred foods offering to mass live audience.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck and back in a straight line so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our burdens. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnana Paramashivam. 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 Om Jnana Paramashivam.
Verification process. Please verify the following. Number 1, the time and date stamp appear on all video. Number 2, video verify that each participant's container is empty to start before they are placed in front of each participant. Number 3, focus camera at all times on location A, the original plate of Prasad, and location B, the receiving container of the participant. You can't have 2 cameras set up on either end of the audience. Number 4, video devices are set up for a wide-angle horizontal and clear full views. Number 5, unedited video accepted only. Camera remain in one spot during the manifestation process. Number 6, video recording is continuous without stopping and restarting during the manifestation process. And number 7, teleportation of the prasad of food has A, physically disappeared in front of the manifester. B, prasad has physically teleported in front of each respective participant, all captured on video. Thank you so much for your participation.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause, others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham